So let's start with the first one. Kajaria Ceramics reported a steady set of numbers in the fourth quarter. Volume growth was 8%, which was marginally below the guidance band of 9 to 10%, while margins contracted slightly. Ashok Kajaria, the chairman and managing director at the company, is now joining in to discuss the quarter gone by and the outlook going forward as well. Mr. Kajaria, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on CNBC-TV18. I wanted to first up understand what the demand situation is like right now. In FY24, what kind of volume growth and margin guidance can you give us considering the things that are happening on the ground right now?
First of all, the demand is positive. A lot of positive things have happened from November till March. Number one. Number two, our guidance for the full year for this year is volume growth of 13 to 15%, revenue growth of 14 to 16%, and EBITDA margins of 14 to 16%. The main reason being the fuel prices have come down by almost 15% from the peak of November, December. And also, we at Kajaria have been allowed to use biofuel in our plants at Rajasthan, Gailpur, and Secunderabad, UP. So as a result, the cost of fuel has come down.
Right. I'm surprised by your EBITDA margin guidance of 14 to 16% because earlier, I remember, sir, you would do margins upwards of 18%, 19%, 20% as well. But now you're saying that it will be around 14 to 16% for the next couple of years. Is there something structurally which has changed lower for the margins to be in this band?
No, I didn't say for the next 2 years. I said only for this year. For a simple reason, the year which went by was one of the toughest years that we have seen. And if you recall in many meetings, I said last year that the fuel prices were a big concern. Fortunately, things are eased out. And I'm sure the margin guidance will be with this 14 to 16%. And I'm sure we'll try to do better.
And on the revenue front, if you could give us a sense of, you're saying things are positive. What could be the risks that may come about? Because at the start of the year, you usually guide for a higher number only to realize through the course of the year that maybe, okay, things are perhaps not as good. So just wanted you to put the risks on the table as well, since you're sounding so positive.
You see, the risk was the fuel. Main thing was fuel. But fortunately, because of we have been allowed to use biofuel from the month of December, and the cost of fuel has come down. And what has happened is a structural change in the consumption of fuel. So I personally feel on the fuel front, there will be no major risk. The combination of biofuel as well as the gas which we are using, I think will be like this throughout the year, what we have seen in the months of April and May. And I'm sure if the normal situation is there, we'll definitely do whatever we are guiding for the full year.
Okay. Mr. Kajaria, I wanted to check what is the proportion of gas in your overall raw material pie, because there has been a big hike in gas prices. Now we are talking about a cut. A lot of players in the ceramic industry move to propane as well. Is that something that's happening with you as well?
No, propane is only being used mainly in Gujarat and South. In North, nobody uses propane because, as you know, in the NCR, we cannot use coal. And fortunately, we have been allowed to use biofuel, which is being used in the split air. Till one has to use gas only. So this propane thing is only for Gujarat and partly for South. Okay.
All right. Okay. We get that point. This is about the margins and the raw material picture. Can you give us a sense and outlook from the Bathware segment? You had spoken about it being a big driver as well. What's the outlook here?
Bathware, last year we did a turnover of 320 crores, Bathware and sanitary ware. And this year we are targeting 440 to 450 crores. Last year it was slightly tough because of various reasons, as we are all aware. But ground level has become positive in all fronts as far as the sales demand.
Your FY23 revenues in the Bathware segment were lower. Were how much? Sorry, I didn't get that number.
The number was 320 crores last year. And this year we are talking about 440 to 450 crores.
Right. On the Bathware business, I just wanted to understand at what scale do you start becoming margin accretive to the overall business? Is it EBITDA positive right now, or are you still investing in the overall scheme of things there? And does your guidance for Bathware also include faucetware? Because you increase the capacity.
Sanitary ware and faucetware is included in the Bathware. Sanitary ware we are putting up a new capacity in Morbi with an investment of 80 crores. And it is already positive last year also. For the EBITDA was about 9%. And this year we are looking at anywhere between 14 to 15% EBITDA.
Okay, and the expected revenue from faucetware will be how much? Because you've increased the capacity to about 1.6 million pieces from 1 million piece?
Both combined from last year of 320 crores, it will be 440 to 450 crores.
With 14 to 15% EBITDA margins, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right. So you're talking about expansion and higher revenues coming in the bathware segment. What about your ad spends? Are you looking at increasing those spends as a percentage of your revenue? What is it currently? What's the outlook here?
Last year we did an ad spend of 108 crores all combined, and this we are talking about 135 to 140 crores. The basic idea is to bring the customer to the dealer.
And what is the dealer expansion plans in that case?
If you recall, last year we started off with 1,700 dealers. At the end of March this year, we have 1,840 dealers. And for the next 3 years, every year we will add 150 dealers to our in the tile division.
Right. What is the long-term plan of the company, Mr. Kajaria? I just wanted to understand that, mainly because you are also investing in new capacities here. Capex for FY24, you said, would be about 250 crores. You will double your capacity in the next 5 to 6 years. You are increasing your spends on advertising, increasing the dealership. You're doing what, 4,400 crores worth revenue in FY23? 10,000 crores by when? Is that on the cards anytime in the next 4 or 5 years?
I think you have answered my point yourself. When I said that I'll double the capacity in 5 to 6 years, I think in next 5 to 6 years, the company should do a turnover of 10,000 crores.
And what does the revenue mix of the company then look like? I mean, of 10,000 crores, how much will be tiles, how much will be sanitary ware, how much will be adhesives, plywood, because you're also entering into all the other new verticals.
I see if you overall look at it, in spite of all the growth in the other segments, tile segment being a bigger business, I think even if I take you 5 years down the line, the other segment will not be more than 40 to 50%. So tile will be 85-86% of the company, and bathware and ply will be about 14 to 15% max. And also we have added this adhesives. We are also trying to go adhesives.
I was just looking at that. In fact, a lot of players are entering the adhesives market, Astral being the last one. So yes, a lot of competition happening there as well. What happened in the Nepal investment, Mr. Kajaria? The investment has been cut to scaled down to 181.5 crore rupees at lower volumes as well from 250 crore rupees. What is the target from Nepal?
See, Nepal, when we started, we talked about 2 lines. We have cut it down to 1 line only because we want to scale up gradually. And in this 1 line, we are going to produce both ceramic and glazed vitrified tiles. And it's a 50-50 joint venture with our collaborators there, that's ARCO. The market currently there is about 2,000 crores, and you can say 95% of it is imports from India. There is one small plant operating there. 2 more plants are coming other than Kajaria. So going forward, we hope that market will do well, and we plan to commission this plant by March 24.
All right, quickly before we let you go, since you're entering all the other allied products, is paints on your card as well? Because everyone we speak to has something to do with paints.
No. Kajaria's focus will be there. Whatever we are doing right now, I don't think we will add anything other than that in the next 3 to 4 5 years. And as we said just now, when you talked to me that in next 5 to 6 years, we should look for a turnover of 10,000 crores. I think both Chetan and Rishi, my 2 sons, have enough on the plate to do that there.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Kajaria. Always a pleasure speaking with you. You're always smiling, always positive on demand. And now you've spoken about 10,000 crores in terms of revenue over the next 5 to 6 years, with 85% coming in tiles. But more importantly, the focus remains on the categories that you currently operate in as well. The street likes that. The stock up about 1.5%. Let's